Hi guys, hope everyone's safe and well. So I've just come again for my daily exercise, and this time I brought you to Woodside, which is just up the road from me, and just thought I'd show you around and show you what we've got down here. This area here is the old entrance to Morpeth Dock. The area's all been completely developed, but this was the entrance here, and obviously you used to have someone sat in there checking who's coming and going. And then as we walk around, you might see these tracks here, which are still in use. They are for the Heritage Tramway. You'll see the cables are up there. So that's from the Wirral Transport Museum, which I've got a video on if you wanted to have a look. And then these follow round, which head into the Woodside bus terminal, which has no buses in. It is a Sunday, and I know they were operating on Sunday times anyway, so there used to be, where that car park is there, that used to be a big massive hotel, and unfortunately it burnt down. It was derelict for a while anyway, and then it got burnt down. But then we come down here, and if you see that building there, which has got the flag on it, the white and red flag, that flag is for the Mersey pilot boats. So this is the Woodside ferry terminal. So this is the second one. There's only two on the Wirral side, so there's Seacombe and then there's Woodside, and then you go over to Liverpool on the ferry boat. It's also home to the U-boat story. Now this is U-534. It's a real German U-boat from World War II, and it was the last U-boat in World War II to be sunk in 1945. It was mainly used as a training vessel, but when it was sunk, it was known to have not actually sunk any British or any Allied ships. It had never sank anything in action. Anyway, it was discovered off the Danish coast in 1986, and in 1993 was raised and brought up to the Wirral, and it was found to have had two Enigmas on board. When it was sunk by depth charges dropped by two RAF Liberator bombers, and using its anti-aircraft gun, which is a 20mm flat gun on the back there, it actually was able to shoot one of these bombers down. All but three of the crew survived on this ship. So they brought it to Birkenhead in one piece, but it formed part of the Historic Warships Museum. But when that closed, Mersey Ferries actually purchased this boat in 2006, and they had to cut it into sections, which made it easier for transporting it and to actually see inside it. And they've actually put these panels in where you can actually see inside the actual vessel. Just take you over to this glass and you might be able to see some more of it. So as you can see, there's the propellers for it. It's a bit covered in bird poo. And there's its rudders. And if we come around the back, we can see in the back. Let's have a look. There we go. If we look here, can you see the torpedo tubes at the back? It had two torpedo tubes at the back and four at the front. but you can see how they've put the panels in so you can actually see inside the boat. The inside of the boat isn't restored, it's left exactly how it was, so you can see it all rusted. You see there the doors going through, all the controls. There's actually a torpedo over there that you can actually get close to. So yeah, so that's U534. And then over there is another submarine, but this one's actually a replica. It was actually created in 1993 of a vessel that was built in, I think it was 1867. It's one of the first ever submarines. So yeah, that's that. I did know the name of it. I'll take you over and I'll show you. There we have it, the Resurgam. There's a bit of history here, but I'm not going to read it out. If you want to read it, then feel free to pause and have a read. Yeah, so this is a full-size replica, and it's built out of wood. I don't know if the inside is replica or not, whether it's just a hollow shell, but then obviously the front and back is metal. Yeah, you can get up and close to it, and hang on, here's the propeller around the back. And the rudders, well, I don't know, are they the rudders? Yeah, they're the rudders. So, obviously I don't think it was ever able to operate again. So they're making new benches here by the looks of it, which is nice. Now, this area here, I always thought it was actually a dock at one point, but it's not. And it's good that they've actually left this here where you can actually see this area here was actually a floating roadway, and before we had tunnels going over to Liverpool, the floating roadway would actually connect down onto the water, and the cars would drive down here, or horse and carts, or even cattle. They used to take cattle across to Liverpool on the ferry boats. So this is where that was, but it's been preserved, and now we've got a couple of buoys, as they're called, or buoys, that have been kept in here. Now, normally you can walk around, but for some reason they've closed it. So yeah, so that's this area. I don't know what they're doing here. It's like they're setting up for a Christmas market or something, because they've got these cabins here, and I don't know. I'm gonna go and have a look. I have no idea, but this is all fresh. It's like this has been put up even after the outbreak and everything, so I don't understand what's going on, or are they expecting something? Oh, we got the roll-on roll-off shipping, the Stena line to take people over to Belfast. It's one of the big ones. That might be the new one actually. Yeah, it is. Stena Edor. Yeah, it's the new one. And then we've got this tower here, like a little mini lighthouse. Let's walk around and have a look. See, all this is new as well. They've built all this up. I don't know what for. What are they planning? So as you can see over there, we've got Liverpool. Famous library buildings. And and there's the landing stage down there where you'd board the ferry. Now we've got this tower. I don't know what's happened to it though. It did used to have glass at the top, and glass has been removed. It's in a bit of a sorry state. Could do with a bit of refurb this. But yeah, it's like a little mini lighthouse. Can't go in it. Never have been able to go in it. Only the privileged can go in here because it's well and truly locked. So this large tower in front of me is the pumping station for the Birkenhead Mersey Tunnel, and all the fumes and things from the tunnels come out of there. You can actually see, you can't see them now, but yeah, I've just seen some trucks going down the ramp onto the ship. Yeah, you can see them. See the trucks going onto the boat. Normally there's a constant stream of trucks on there, but obviously with the situation at the moment, there's less and less traffic. So there we have the River Mersey. It's an amazing view, it really is. Okay, so I'm going to take a walk along this promenade here. There is something else that I want to show you before I end the video. So yeah, so we have some memorials here. The Cockleshell's Heroes 70th anniversary, and then there's another one here for HMS Thetis. That's actually quite a sad one. That it was a brand new submarine, and it went out to the Liverpool Bay, and believe it or not, it was a blob of paint which sank this boat, this submarine. They opened the torpedo hatches assuming that the torpedo tubes were empty, and it was all because the tap had a blob of paint over it, so no water came out to indicate that the vessel doors on the torpedo tubes were actually full of water. When they opened the doors, all the water gushed in, and then when the water gushed in, the boat sank with the back end actually sticking up out of the water, but no one could be rescued, and they all suffocated, unfortunately. So those brick buildings right there, I'm trying to get my finger right there, is the Albert Dock, and in this picture you can actually see we have the Liverpool Cathedral there, and the Metropolitan Cathedral is the one which looks like a bit like a tower with a sloping roof, which is known as Paddy's Wigwam. And then it continues to the left. We go towards you've got the Hilton Hotel, which is the sort of white building at the side of the brick buildings, and then in those grey buildings there's more like apartments. There's a gym, I think there's a hotel in there as well. And then you've got the Black Building, which is the Merseytravel headquarters. And behind those black buildings is actually the Travelodge Hotel, which I've stayed in a few times. Absolutely fantastic hotel, overlooking the river, over the Albert Dock, and you get some great views from it, and a really, really nice full English breakfast in the morning, all you can eat. And then we have the big wheel, the Echo big wheel. I've actually been on that a couple of times, including the VIP capsule, which cost £70 at the time, but it was absolutely brilliant. Half an hour with a bottle of champagne, box of chocolates, going around on the wheel. And then the building next to it is the arena. It used to be the Echo Arena. Can't quite make out what it is now. I've been there a couple of times as well for concerts. I've been to see the Chords and Ollie Mayers there. And then, as part of the same building, is the conference centre, which used to be the BT Conference Centre. And then if you head up the Mersey all the way that way, it takes you up towards Runcorn, and the Manchester Ship Canal is up in that direction, and then in the distance you can see the mountains and hills, which I think are the Pennines. Correct me if I'm wrong, are they the Pennines? Let me know down below. So there's actually a pipe under the water there that pumps something, I don't know what, from this industrial area here straight into the Mersey. Obviously it's nothing pollutant. It's probably like hot water or something, just waste water, and it puts it straight into the Mersey. Been pumping for years, that. So this is actually one of the old dock entrances to the old Morpeth Dock, but Morpeth Dock's been closed for years. It's actually sealed up now. You can actually see there's no way into the dock anymore, but the old dock gates are still there, which I can show you. Plus it's silted up now anyway, so no ships could get in and out of there. But when you think, you know, that's mud flats there, as if the tide's out, and yet the ship's only there. So either it goes down pretty deep quickly, or that ship's got a flat bottom. Yeah, those dock gates haven't opened in many, many years. Well, should I say closed, because they are open. Yeah, they were opened up and just left, rotting away. But it makes you wonder how long they'll last for, because I mean, if you look at the size of the posts on them, there's the other one here. Look at the size of the wood on that. Absolutely huge. You could walk across that. You really could. And then you got the massive hinges here, just completely hinged on these round things here. Interesting how they work, but obviously even if they were closed it wouldn't keep the water out now, not in that condition. See, you always find nature when you're not looking for it, and it just appears right next to the docks. It's actually quite nice how they've done this area up here. It's just a shame that the idiots have been along and vandalised it. Could do with a good tidy up around here actually, but it's just it's great how, you know, you can have a nice walk surrounded by industry. You know, you've got all this industry around, and then it's just a nice part with like loads of history. I like how you know, you can mix the old with the new. Old and new fit perfectly together. Old and young in harmony, and I think that's one of the good things. You know, never rule out older things, because they're just as beautiful. In fact, older things are probably more beautiful than the younger things, because modern architecture is just rubbish, isn't it? To be honest. So I'm just going to walk around this nice little garden area. So all these trucks are heading off to Northern Ireland, going to Belfast. So this is the Wirral 1 o'clock gun, and it was first fired in 1867 and remained in use until 1969, and it was fired electronically from the Bidston Weather Observatory, and its purpose was at 1 o'clock every day it would go with an almighty bang, and it could be heard across the river, and the ships could set their chronometers and timepieces from it, because they needed to know exactly what time it was, so that for their navigation. So there is a campaign to try and get this back operating and firing again. This isn't actually the original gun. The original gun was actually a relic from the Crimean War that was put here. But yeah, bang on 1 o'clock every day, someone would press a button up at the Bidston Weather Observatory, and this would go bang. They did actually stop firing it during World War II, but as soon as the war was over, it went back into action. Right guys, so that's it for now. I'm running out of questions to ask at the end of these. I'm just going to think, whilst on lockdown, what jobs have you managed to get done that you would never have normally have done? don't know, have I already asked that question? You might have done something else since then. But yeah, comment down below, and just I'd say some of the jobs that I've been doing I've made mainly to my car, getting scratches out of the paintwork and things. It is 18 years old after all, so it's had a few little scratches from trees and people walking past it, so T-cutted them out, and a little bit of spray painting on the rusty parts, so there's no rust on it now, which is good. But yeah, everybody stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.